Welcome back to the channel, folks. Got this old Holley single pumper, single line carb we pulled off the motor. We had some issues. We had no gas coming out right there. That's from the accelerator pump circuit. I replaced the accelerator pump. You're supposed to be able to push this, well, without tearing it. Accelerator pump shot. I had another accelerator pump over my toolbox. I'll show you how to replace this once I pull the bowl off. I've done replaced this one, but we'll go in reverse. On this old carburetor, it uses a 5/16 or 8 millimeters to pull these bowls off. And I prefer the screwdriver, ratcheting screwdriver method. My handy dandy snap-on model number 48 ratcheting screwdriver here. Love this thing. Had it for years. Pull all your screws back, or bolts in this instance. And what you want to watch is like down here at the bottom. You can see there's a little rubber gasket. Every one of these holes has that. So you want to keep up with that gasket for that hole. And chances of that leaking, it probably might do it. But I've got a trick kit from Holley that has some extra gaskets and stuff that we try to keep on hand here in the shop. And luckily, someone's already been in here and it's got the late model style gaskets. These tend not to tear as bad as the old black style. They seem a little more rubberized. But what we have a non-spray on the accelerator pump, which right here is where your accelerator pump is. That's your nozzle for it. I'll take a little bit of carb clean. Watch your eyes. Make sure that dude pumps. You can see it runs some fluid out of there. That's what you want to see. Next, right here, we know our problem is in this orifice here. This orifice goes up. If you follow it up, goes to this spot right here, and you follow it over to the carburetor, you'll see that number 3 headed Phillips screw. That goes to your squirters from the accelerator pump circuit. What I like to do, I'll take a little bit of brake clean, spray on the end of the hole. Then I'll take it just like this, and I'll blow whatever trash is in there out of there. Then I'll come back with the brake clean. Safety first, guys. Put them safety glasses on. This stuff burns your eyes. And I will... As you can see, we got a nice, pretty jet flow coming out of there. And I'll reverse the process on the way I pulled the bowl off. But you're probably asking, well, what about the accelerator pump? Well, right here, you'll have 4 number 2 screws headed Phillips in the topper. Actually would be in the bottom. Let me grab a screwdriver and we'll pull that dude right off. Another handy dandy snap-on screwdriver. I've had these things before anybody else made a decent screwdriver. Now you can get a good Craftsman, Mac, Cobalt makes some good screwdrivers. But the tip on these things, look how nice it holds these screws. Little to no effort pushing down, trying to hold this screw, and just spins it right out. Like on the bowl gaskets here, you want to make sure to wiggle this thing back and forth a little bit to make sure you don't rip the gasket surface of that. You can see this part right here pushes right here as a rocker arm will push on the end of a valve tip. Right there's your accelerator pump. You have a one-way bypass valve in here. That's what I call it. It may not be the technical term. And you have a spring. You can upgrade these to get more flow with they make different spring weights, and they also make different accelerator pumps, and they change the size of the diaphragm to add a different squirter, to add more fuel to the squirter. Put that back on there, and you do not have to pull your whole carburetor apart on this side like I done here, but this is just a good showing of how to do so. This isn't my favorite Holley carburetor, but it's the only Holley carburetor we have that's worth putting together instead of buying another one. I guess you're all paying attention to that quick fuel sitting in the background, but that's not for this project. It's for a future project. As y'all seen on my channel before, the old black flame truck right there. We should be hearing it fire up here in a couple episodes, and hopefully, which should be from this episode, hopefully in a couple days. So what we're going to do here, I'll turn this carb up on the edge and drop the gasket right off the end of the bowl. You have dowel pins, alignment pins right here on your metering block. That's the easiest way to get your gasket started. If you see right here, you've got a gasketed area for your accelerator pump. 9 times out of 10, you'll see a leak from here before you will on the rest of the bowl from taking it on and off. Even if you've saved your gasket on a black gasket, they dry out real bad here, and you do microscopic tears. And that accelerator pump, when you hit that gas, it will pump and jet your fuel here, and you'll have a dead spot in acceleration. Take your bowl, put it right back over on here. Make sure you got, if you have this old single line style or cheap single line style, make sure you have your line going to your other bowl lined up perfectly. Drop all your screws or bolts, whichever style you have. Get a couple threads started. And remember what I said earlier about the one gasket? We're going to chance this one. It seems to be pretty decent shape. It's got a little bit of tear to it, but what's tore is also still up here on the bowl. And if it leaks, this is on the front bowl. It's easy to get to. It's actually one of the easiest bolts to get to on this. I know being on the bottom, it don't seem like it's that easy, but it will be. I know some of y'all old school guys are in the background going, no, don't turn that carburetor up on its side. Don't turn it upside down. As far as damaging the carburetor, I mean, my camera guy right here, I've dropped what, 3 Elderbrocs on the ground, 2 Quadrajets, and I don't know how many Holleys have been flipped upside down in a 5-gallon bucket. I think we're pretty good proving that nothing's gonna fall out and not work. Ain't that right? But the reasoning from that old wise tale, from what I could tell from old Bing and Google and Yahoo, that is there was some issues with the needle coming out from the bowl, from the float, and causing a flooding issue. Well, the way these are made, it's not going to cause an issue. And what we're going to do now is put our old bubble gum gas mixture in here to relieve all the bubble gum in the mix system.
Juma juice.
And what we're going to do, we're going to take it right over here to the edge, squirt some gas on the ground. Once we get some fuel up to it, I think I got enough gas in there now. Set pretty pattern. We good. And y'all can all learn from me. I done probably one of the dumbest things I've ever done in a long time when working on one of these carburetors. This is why you need to pay attention putting your car back on. See this little rod here? It goes underneath here. For it to go underneath here, you got to pull this back off. So, thank y'all for checking us out. So, if you come into this problem, you got to pull your accelerator pump right back off and put it right back on, and make sure your rod is underneath this portion here. Thank y'all. Check it out. And by the way, go fast or blow up trying.